I'm going to talk about life is a great teacher. This subject line is not a mere statement. It is deeply connected to my learnings, my experiences, and perception since the day I captured them. I understand there would have been a lot of events, activities through which I would have received some good learnings in my formative stage, which I might not recall now. But those learnings are a very part of my thought, my behavior, and my personality. And I'm sure this applies to all of us sitting here. For a student, it is pretty much required to have a congenial atmosphere in which the learning is smooth and faster. It's important to know that our early days learning is always the base of our knowledge. The set of values we learn in those days help us today in many ways, sometimes without our own efforts. They become so much a part of our natural growth. Our parents and teachers who held our hands in our early stage of growing, the elders under whose guidance and valuable teachings we flowered, the friends we shared our happiness and sorrows with, and all those who showed their concern towards the overall growth are definitely a part of creating our future. I learned the art of love and purity in those days, which have formed the very essence of my existence today. It continues to bring a childlike innocence and inquisitiveness in me to find such people, such events, and such opportunities to learn more and more. Teaching is generally associated, as we know, with study, then tests, examinations as we call it, and qualification. At each step, there is always a new and fresh learning. Even the learning of the past brings a new meaning as we grow, and that helps in getting closer to the real meaning than our earlier perceived meaning. When I talk about study, let me not just restrict to the classroom teachings by any teacher. It can be our self-study, our observation from the surroundings, learning through life experiences also. The platform is huge and can take up any form. We all need to be aware, alert, and receptive in order to see, read, and hear. Studying or learning is not just getting information. Learning is getting a thorough understanding. Otherwise, it is superficial. Thus, life gives us a scope of continuous and multi-aspect study, and it has no end. Once we assume that we have studied or learned and acquired a level of knowledge that needs to be put into practice, we call it experiment. This is done to examine whether the learning is accurate or not. I am not talking about the exams we write to graduate from one level to the other. Well, that's a miniature part of the system. The real examination of life is when we are put into life tests, where we need to apply our knowledge. If the knowledge is well translated to right perception, right behavior, right decision, then only we pass the test. And it is not just for one or two life tests, it is for the lifetime. Hence, it's a series of tests. As we graduate into levels, as we perform at each stage of life, we gain a certain certification, certain qualifications as we call it, a visible quality in us that helps us on the path of growing. Hence, each life test is an indicator of our qualification. It is good that we face this test throughout our life, and thus our qualities get sharpened each time. That is again no end to it. Each of us is guided by some person, some thought, some inner call, which we might refer as the mantra of my life, your life, our life. And that shows us the path when we are learners. In the process of study, examination, qualification, we are exposed to various forms of guide, and we must have complete trust on each of our guides. At the same time, we should be alert to see and welcome our guides when we are near to them, when the guide comes to us. He can come in any form. That's why there's this beautiful saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Are we ready for life, if life is a teacher? If we become a little observant, study people's approach towards life and the way they respond to situations, we'll get to learn that there are different traits, approaches, and mindsets. With whatever little research I've done on human tendencies, I've learned that these are definitely not the outcome of few days, weeks, or month. It's all about what goes into someone's head for a longer period of time, and of course at an early age. If we talk about education, yes, it's what one learns at an early age through perception and observation, the system and surrounding through which one is nurtured, and also the belief system one creates. Interestingly, the learning doesn't end there. There are situations when one unlearns also and get into a fresh school of thought. We say sa vidya ya vimuktai. Knowledge is one that liberates. Knowledge is power. As we all are aware, knowledge is an extension of the word know. It represents in depth knowing of something, not superficial. And when something is in depth, it empowers. That is why knowledge is power. We all are blessed with the light of knowledge, and whether we realize or not, the light is ever shining. Behind the light, in every little bulb, is a great dynamic current. Beneath every little wave in the vast ocean, which has become the many waves, so it is with human beings. We are made in the image of the Supreme Soul and have been given freedom. When we forget the source of our being and the power which is an inherent part of us, we see ourselves quite limited. The fact is, the potential is limitless. In the absence of light, everything around is dark. It's a simple logic. But the tragedy is, we do not focus on the light when it is pretty much there as we focus on the darkness. Strangely enough, a multitude of men and women are born, spend their days and die, never having really known their true selves. They come and go on the human scene, the possessors of unrealized powers which never find expression. Life begins for the person who sees the light. At whatever age this great event occurs, life, deep, full, wells up. From that time onwards, it can truly be said one is living. I would like to interpret the same in three sequences: observation, conscious efforts, and acceptance. What is observation? I refer to observational learning here. Observation is a way we look at things. A close observation helps in questioning, exploring, and knowing. It is through sincere observation that we get the essence of things. However, observation doesn't necessarily imply drawing conclusions and building personal views. Observation is a continuous process of learning. And that is why life teaches us when we start observing. And coming to conscious efforts, learning has no meaning without practice. When we talk about practice, we are required to take conscious efforts, as at times practice needs good amount of conviction. Many of us shy out from practice, giving good number of excuses. Let us make this whole exercise a little simpler. Let us examine first the meaning of the word effort. What is effort? Effort is work directed towards a specific goal. The word effort implies trying. With effort, there is something we want to achieve. There is conscious action directed towards an outcome. We breathe naturally without an effort. It simply happens. However, if you wish to use the breath in a particular way, do a particular breathing exercise associated with a meditation, this takes effort. The effort to do something other than that which is habitually done, conscious effort is that action which is chosen. That effort which chooses action other than that, determined by unconscious forces, habitual reaction. There is a story about Buddha just before he sat down under the tree, that final night of his enlightenment. After his years of ascetic practices, when he understood that was not the way, that the way was to turn deeply inward and understand the nature of his own being, of consciousness, of the mind, at that point, when he was close to death from self-starvation, a young woman appeared to him with a bowl full of rice milk. The Buddha accepted it, took the nourishment, and then he formed his great resolve to understand, to awaken. He threw the ball into the nearby river and said, "If I am to become enlightened, may this ball float upstream." To turn upstream against the current of your conditional being, this is conscious effort. The choice is the moment when you throw the ball into the river, when you say enough, it's time to awaken to the truth of how am I, and to live and act from that truth. This is not a choice that is made once. It's a choice that is made over and over again in the moments of one's life. That choice is conscious effort. Conscious effort is remembering the choice we have at any given moment to remember ourselves, to experience the awareness we are, the awareness that simply experiences and that chooses. Conscious effort is a choice to remember that we have learned from our own experiences of life as well as from the teachings we have learned and read. When we are ready to give conscious efforts, then comes acceptance. We need to have the courage to accept what all comes in the way. Acceptance is the answer to all our problems. There is more to life than perpetually solving self created problems. How can we find time to ask the really important questions when we are busy worrying about the small things surrounding us? Again, it's all about perception and how we look at things. Many of us would agree that perception changes with time and experience. As we grow, we start seeing things from more than one direction and start accepting the other points of view of life and at least start thinking rationally than emotionally. When we apply learnings through conscious efforts, life reveals its true meaning and then we see a closer picture of things. We start looking at a bigger picture, bigger plan, and think beyond our narrow self centered images. Interestingly, we find that people who have experienced trauma are often more likely to see things differently. We don't need to go through some life shattering experience to become more accepting and peaceful. We can start out from where we are at now. This is the journey. When we look at things from now with the correct perception, with more, little more accepting, taking conscious efforts, we will see how every moment life is teaching us. That is why life is a great teacher, has a deeper meaning when we try to understand its meanings. Thank you so much. Namaste.